We've had the first round in China, and just like Lewis Hamilton's engineer, I will not stop talking. Welcome to Quick Stop News. Welcome to Quick Stop News. My name is Barry Hart, and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. If you're watching this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more hard-hitting F1 news every day that I turn up. Anyway, thank you to all the new subscribers. Here are your headlines. Martin Brundle defends Lewis Hamilton's engineer for being yapper of the century. Red Bull cry to Big Daddy Ben about the rear wings of McLaren, leading to a crucial change in the upcoming Grand Prix. And Max Verstappen gets his flowers from someone who he probably shouldn't get any flowers from. More on that later. And yes, let's start with our headline. And Martin Brundle has leaped to the defense of Ricciardo Adami after his yap performance in the Australian Grand Prix opening round of the season. Yes, as you well know, Lewis Hamilton had to tell his engineer on several occasions to leave him to it whilst he traversed the tricky conditions at the Australian Grand Prix. And Ricciardo resembled one of those little designer dogs that are, and you tell him, hey, okay, you feed him, you give him food, and he's still. It's like, hey, okay, little doggy, please. Daddy's trying to watch TV. Relax. Well, Martin seems to think that Lewis was actually a little bit mean. He's a little bit mean to his little Ricciardo Adami doggy. He says, I don't understand why Lewis was so angsty with his engineer, Ricciardo Adami, who I felt was simply trying to pass over relevant and helpful information. Okay, Martin, let's look at the relevant and, let me get it back up, hold on. Let's look at the relevant and helpful information that Ricciardo Adami gave to Lewis when Lewis asked if there was going to be any more rain. Ricciardo came back. Actually, no, Lewis asked, is this the most rain there's going to be? And Ricciardo replied, hopefully, let's see. Hopefully. That's very relevant to me on slick tires in the rain. Very helpful for me when everyone else is in the pits and I'm outside on the wrong fucking tires. Nevertheless, we can't get a Martin Brundle, legend of the game, but I'm here to tell you that Martin's wrong. Okay? So all you little Brunsexuals out there who don't like it when someone says something bad about Martin Brundle, and you say, hey, Martin Brundle's a legend of the game. Do you know who else is a legend of the game? Me. And if I think that what Martin Brundle said is wrong, who are you to tell me any different? That's what I thought. Next news piece. And it seems Red Bull made an approach to the FIA over the McLaren Mini DRS wing. So if you're not aware of what this is, it feels as if that the McLaren has, a flexible rear wing, but also it found that the measures used to measure this, given that there's a little gap in between, You know when you see a lovely curvy woman and she has that little gap in between her thighs. Imagine that, but on the rear wing twice. So imagine with a woman, there'd be one there, and then on the rear wing, and there's one there, and right. 2 gates to heaven. McLaren used to get Lando onto that top step, and it seems as if the FIA, at the behest of Red Bull, have decided that they will not be able to do this. So Red Bull have gone to the FIA and they have said that the new modification affects the maximum size of the opening of the rear wing. The limit is now reduced from 2 millimeters to 0.5 millimeters at a load of 75 kilograms, with a tolerance of 0.25 millimeters in China due to the abrupt adjustment. I have no clue what any of that means. Can we get someone to translate? What does that mean? I guess it means no more thigh gaps, which is a shame, you know? Although, to be honest, when they touch, you know, that's okay. Maybe not today. Nevertheless, does this mean there's going to be a shaking up of the order of the F1 grid? McLaren powered to victory through Lando Norris. Could have had a 1-2 if not for Oscar deciding to take a little nappy nap in the grass at his home stadium. He just wanted to say hello to the fans. Our little Princess Diana waving to the fans as he was stuck in the grass there. But it would seem that this could shake things up. Remember, we have the front wing rules exploitation, the rule change for the front wing loads coming in Spain in June. So this means already, could this mean a change? And one person who feels confident about this, given that they went and cried to Ben like a little, no, Ben, Mohammed, Ben, please, can you do something? And he said, don't worry, baby girl, I've got you. Daddy Ben would never do you wrong, Red Bull. No matter what you do. You know, Mohammed Ben Sulayem will forgive Red Bull of anything. He will forgive Christian Horner of absolutely anything. And he will do anything to help them because that's his baby girl. That's his baby girl. And nothing's going to get between Mohammed Ben Sulayem and his baby girl. And it would seem one person who's confident is Helmut Marko. So Helmut seems to think that these changes will benefit Red Bull and make it a closer fight. As we can see, the McLaren was between 2 to 4 tenths of a second quicker per lap than the Red Bull, especially in the dry conditions. And it would seem as if Helmut seems confident that their grassing, let's make no mistake of it, their grassing of McLaren will lead to success for them. Speaking of Helmut Marko, wow. His comments about Isaac Hadjar at the weekend. Insane. He said that Isaac put on a crying show after he came back distraught after sticking that V-carb in the Australian wool on Sunday. Helmut Marko is such a moody little man, isn't he? Right? Like, I mean, if I woke up every day looking like death warmed up, I would probably just as moody. Luckily, my skin is soft, my beard is replete, my tassels longer than Rapunzel's. Obviously, I don't look like that. I look great. Helmut Marko, on the other hand, does not look great. He looks like death is knocking on his door like he owes it money. Like, Helmut! But I mean, Helmut Marko, I feel like Helmut Marko would just say like horrible things about any situation, you know? Like if you told Helmut Marko, oh, Helmut, you know, my wife's leaving me, Helmut would say, oh, well, you know, well, maybe time for you to think about the fact that you're a lonely little fuck on your own. Thank God Helmut wasn't there for when my wife left me. I still think about. Call me if you're watching this. You don't have to, but okay. And finally, look, let's get some positive news for Red Bull, because look what we are. We are a balanced channel. I know you little Red Bull guys, you don't like the British bias. The scourge running through the F1 community. Let me tell you now, there's no British bias here. If it wasn't for my golden blue British passport, I would want to be Dutch. Look at my hair. Right? I'd fit in right. You know what I'd do if I was Dutch? I'd go straight to South Africa and commandeer a farm just for myself. I know how you guys get down. That's how we do it. Anyway, Flavio Briatore, that's right, the guy that has a lifetime ban from F1 but is still somehow in F1 and is still somehow in Drive to Survive and is a prominent figure within Alpine, has come out in defense of Max Verstappen. Quite why, I'm not sure. He felt the need to just come out with this, but Flavio says that Verstappen is exactly what Formula One needed. Everyone criticizes this boy for his spectacular driving. That's totally stupid. He brought a new energy to the sport. Formula One desperately needed this new star. Well, look, yeah, Verstappen definitely brought that Black Air Force One energy to the sport. We can't deny that. You can't deny that. A dark energy, you know? You know, in Star Wars, like da 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 da. That's how I feel every time I see Max Verstappen bearing down on my driver, for better or for worse. You know, for better or for worse. I feel like this is quite unnecessary, to be honest. I think everyone loves Max Verstappen. I don't understand where the hate's coming from. Other than, of course, I figured it out. He's countering the British bias. Get it out of our sport. It's a scourge on the community. Well, look, that's your news for today. Thank you for watching Quick Stop F1. If you've got this far, make sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers who are here today. We appreciate you. And remember, keep it sexy. And as always, keep it on the black stuff. Until next time, good night.